I wish this underrated movie would get the positive Rotten Tomatoes score it deserves. Now that's more like it. Wonder Woman 1984, directed once again by Patty Jenkins, and is the 2020 sequel to the single greatest superhero movie ever made, 2017's Wonder Woman, and as well as the ninth installment in the DCU overall. Wonder Woman 1984 tells the story taking place after the events of its predecessor, after Diana successfully slayed Ares and tragically lost the love of her life, Steve Trevor, in the process. And 60 years later, she is now living in the ACs, fighting a crime and keeping the citizens safer, though she still hasn't gotten over her grieving process of grieving Steve. Though she happens to stumble upon a wishing stone, which is the DCU's version of Aladdin's lamp, in that it has the ability to grant your heart's desire, any wish you want. And Diana wishes to have Steve back, so she can see Steve through another guy who she meets. And while she's reconnecting with her long dead lover, her new best friend turned enemy, Barbara Minerva, aka Cheetah, wants her to take advantage of the stone's power so that she can be as loved as Diana. And Maxwell Lord wishes her to become the stone itself, to gain control of the world. So Diana has to make the ultimate sacrifice to ultimately only save the day, but to learn the lesson: be careful what you wish for. Boy, am I enthusiastic to finally be reviewing another DCU movie, because I, of course, favour the DCU over the MCU. Sorry, Marvel fans, but yeah, it sucks that I never got to see my initial most anticipated movie of 2020 at the time, I was, because of my situation, prevented me from doing so. And of course, just everything had to be shit in 2020. But my lovely sister very sweetly got me the DVD as one of my birthday gifts, and this was one of the multiple blockbusters that we had to wait longer for, because of our greatest enemy right now, COVID. I mean, it was delayed for 6 months, so we had to wait half a year longer than we would have done because of COVID. I mean, in fact, this movie was delayed before that. So it was initially supposed to come out in 2019, though they did successfully wrap up filming in 2019, but Warner Brothers and DC thought June 2020 would work as a release date. But I would have personally thought October 2020 would have been fine. This movie could have done better financially had it come out then, but for some reason they picked December, and boy was that uh, dumb decision. This was the DCU's biggest bomb, making even less than Birds of Prey did, and even that movie underperformed. And to make matters even worse for DC, well, I mean, Patty Jenkins was always going to feel the extreme pressure of making the follow up to Wonder Woman her best movie, and the movie that's put the DCU on the map, to make this movie live up to make this movie live up to such a groundbreaking achievement of cinema. And this movie received the complete opposite reception of what I thought it was. I mean, I thought it was going to get glowing reviews like the original, but no. The DC fans and critics alike were quicker to call it the most disappointing DCU movie and one of the worst. I mean, it even got a Razzie nomination. I mean, how this got a Razzie nomination, Cuties didn't. I'm sorry, but Razzies, that was heartless of you to nominate Wonder Woman 1984 and not Cuties. There is, how the fuck is a superhero movie worse than a movie that sexualizes children? It's not, but after seeing 1984 for myself, I have to say, why are all of the unnecessary hate? 1984 is not better than the first Wonder Woman. The first Wonder Woman is still my favourite, but it's still a damn good movie, and certainly the most underrated movie of 2020, and it's the uplifting movie to close off 2020 that we all needed after 2020 put us in the shittiest of moods. Good old Diana came in to be our symbol of hope for a better 2021, and I, for, I for one, uh, love that Patty Jenkins had even more creative control over this movie than the first. The movie criticism when people are like, "Oh, George Lucas, J.K. Rowling, and Patty Jenkins were given too much control and nobody questioned their decisions, just let them do what they want." Well, I just hate that criticism so much. It's their movie, their rules, guys. Directors should be allowed to go all out and do what they want, and you can see this was one of Patty Jenkins's passion projects, and thank goodness Gal Gadot has a full involvement producing this sequel to, and her and Patty Jenkins's fingerprints are all over it. The two of them are true champions for women, and the girl power in throughout this movie was done to pure perfection. There are real role models in this movie for women and girls to idolize and look up to, like especially in the mall scene where Diana defeats the robbers who were threatening to chuck an innocent child off the rails, and the little girl is just who she winks at is just like, wow, I want to be a superhero just like her. And in the scene where Barbara is uh, harassed and domestically abused by this this stalker who looks like he has the intention of raping her. Once she wishes on the stone and gets her cheetah strength, she just kicks him about like he weighs nothing, and you're just like, yes, queen, you go, girl. Yeah, because too many women get stalked and raped at night when they're on their own, sadly. So that was a empowering moment for her to stand up for herself. The opening Themyscirian Olympics are the definition of epic, and my biggest regret is not seeing that opening scene on the biggest IMAX screen possible. And Diana learn something in that opening, which she learns which comes into play in the third act of the movie. How no heroes born from lies. You be careful what you wish for. You can't always have what you want. that is, I think, a life-defining message which people really overlook about this film. You can't lie to be happy, and so this opening scene serves more purpose to the narrative than people say. And the 2 hour and 30 minute runtime and the pacing was never an issue for me. It was totally necessary when you're developing two villains and not just Diana. You need that extra time to make sure each of them feel like they have a fulfilling narrative, and Gal Gadot is arguably even better in this movie than she was in the first, as she of course gives a uh, uh, utterly groundbreaking performance as Diana Prince slash Wonder Woman. I mean, and it's rumored that Wonder Woman 3 may be her last movie in the DCU, which will be a heartbreaker, because she's one of the things that's getting people to come back to the DCU. I think she should stay with it permanently, personally. And her golden armor, when she wears the armor of the Amazonian warrior Asterion, oh, that was the most fucking badass moment in the movie. And her golden armor is my new favorite Diana outfit. And the Linda Carter cameo, the original Wonder Woman makes a special cameo in the end credit scene if you stick around for it. Yeah, that was the that is now my number one favorite end credit scene in the DCU. So fingers crossed that Diana and Asteria will meet in Wonder Woman 3. And the backstory about Asteria, how was a amazing piece of history for Themyscira. Yeah, thank goodness this movie, though the vast majority of it takes place in the 80s, it doesn't entirely forget about Themyscira or Hippolyta or Anatope. And seeing Colleen Nielsen and Robin Wright in the opening did get me overwhelmed emotionally. It was like I was watching the first Wonder Woman all over again 4 years ago, uh, and I have no problem with the lack of action in the first half, because it totally immerses you in the realm of the 80s. And I mean, and uh, the way Steve Trevor came back was handled absolutely right. I mean, I was so nervous that they were going to, make his death at the end of the final battle of the first one redundant, and just have him come back to life again for the sake of having Chris Pine in the movie. But no, having Steve Trevor uh, just be a vision on another guy who Diana sees is realistically the only way they could have done it, and is realistically the only way they could have done it. And Steve is blown the fuck away by the 80s. I mean, it's only 60 years in the future ahead of his time, but it's totally alien to him. I mean, goodness knows what he'll think of the 21st century if he got to see it. But and I actually think her letting go of a Steva twice makes the moment in Justice League where she pushes Batman for bringing up Steva even more powerful than it initially was. And this movie is also such a wonderful love letter to Wonder Woman. I mean, Patty Jenkins, she is the alpha and omega of and the godmother of Wonder Woman. She's like a Wonder Woman encyclopedia. She brought back the invisible jet. Thank you. And the invisible jet sequence with the fireworks just astonished me with its beauty. And the more slick, fun tone that this movie has compared to the more serious tone of the first Wonder Woman, I actually think helps. I say as a pro because it helps it feel different. And after going through the depressing First World War of the first one, we were all ready for a laugh with Diana but the other cast member who steals the show, other than Gal Gadot, is Christian Wiig as Cheetah. Yep, rough nut from How to Train Your Dragon gets to play a DCU villain, and Barbara, I mean, has the most tragic storyline in the movie for me. She sees Diana as her rock, and she starts out very geeky, and she just wants to be accepted and seen as cool like Diana, but it makes her more arrogant and to the point where she can't see that the stone is changing her nature and making her more aggressive. And I, for one, think her CGI design as Cheetah looks fabulous, and her eyes make her look extra intimidating. And in fact, both villains in this movie are some of the DCU's strongest antagonists, including Pedro Pascal as a Maxwell Lord. Yes, I mean, uh, yeah, Pedro Pascal is having the time of his life right now with both The Mandalorian and this, and I actually prefer him in Wonder Woman 1984 to The Mandalorian. Oh boy, I'm going to get an angry mob of Star Wars fans for saying that, but I don't care. And yeah, yeah, Max is a really more complicated character than you would think. I mean, he's constantly having no time for his son. His son is so cute, by the way, and and Diana, who convinces Max in the finale, what matters more to you, your son or a power, and he luckily picks his son and redeems himself, and so does Barbara in the end when she renounces her wish. Thank God they didn't kill her off in the end when Diana electrocutes her. Unlike Ares, these two antagonists got another chance, and the second half is the reason to see this movie. That's when the action takes flight. I mean, the Cairo chase, the White House fight, and the uh, super epic final battle between Diana and Cheetah and Maxwell Lord uh, at the tower on the island. It's none of the action may quite live up to uh, the action from the first Wonder Woman, especially not the No Man's Land scene, but it still has plenty of tension, particularly for Diana, because the stone robbed her of her powers, so she bleeds in the fights before the finale. I mean, for the first time, we see Wonder Woman, a demigod, in actual danger. We didn't get that in the first one. This and Spider-Man 2 are two superhero movies where that brilliantly executes a superhero going through losing their powers and not knowing what to do until the end. And Hans Zimmer's score is so slick. I mean, just never replace him for the DCU, and I love his 80s Vida version of the Wonder Woman theme. The down now 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 sounds like a rock guitar version of that theme in a way. And Wonder Woman can fly in the third act. I mean, that was the that was a fan favorite Wonder Woman moment from me. Overall, Wonder Woman 1984 is a wonderful sequel. I mean, I still liked Birds of Prey more. Of the two DCU movies we received in 2020, but 1984 I will passionately defend, and I have the highest hopes that Wonder Woman 3 will be the glorious conclusion to the trilogy. I always trust Patty Jenkins. I give Wonder Woman 1984 5 stars out of 5. Best movie ever. I did it. I've now talked about the 2020 movies I'm most interested in, so now there's no need to prolong my top 10 best and worst movies of 2020 videos any longer. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what are your thoughts on Wonder Woman 1984? Are you with the critics or are you with me and find it to be one of the DCU's most underrated gems? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you next time when I share my top 10 best movies of 2020. Yes, I actually going to look at some positive things about 2020. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.